Hello guys, welcome back to Wheezy Palace Models. In this edition, episode 18, we'll be going through some of the processes that I did to make the storage yard hill facility a little bit more scenic. So let's have a look. To be able to model anything on top of this lift up section, I needed to lift it up and basically have a look and see what sort of clearance I had before I made any hills, just in case I made them too high. And as you can see, I've got at least 4 to 5 inches to play with. So on we went. You're looking at the picture of Tetbury Station during the 1960s before closure, and you'll notice the slope down into the station, which was on the station approach. Now this road was actually a through road for the station yard and for the goods shed, and it also came out the other end. The only way I could really model that and keep the height for the tunnel that I needed was to use a piece of 2-inch or 50mm XPS foam. Now this had a couple of meanings. I could actually mould and model and cut and manipulate to get the perfect slope with the use of fillers. In this case was some foam putty from Woodland Scenics. I actually managed to pull it off, and I think you'll agree that the finished product, which you will see towards the end of this video, does actually look very, very good indeed. So I was well chuffed with that, but it's a key feature of the station which I had to get right, and to keep the tunnel entrance and the tunnel level for the clearance of the trains going underneath at the right level. So yeah, pleased with that. So now that I managed to get the station approach and the slope right, I could turn my attention to the station yard, which involves the goods shed and the cattle dock and of course the engine shed, as well as the approach to the platform. So I put some track down. I did the laid the track just very roughly to see where it would fit, and I had some acrylic paints just handy, so I drew around the track and basically created a track plan which I painted on, and with this in mind I've now got an idea of where everything was going to go, which gave me a very good reference point for fitting all the buildings. Back to the tunnel, we had to give ourselves an access hatch. So with the XPS foam, which will eventually be stuck down, I cut a hole and created a cutaway that I can put my hand through to grab any trains that founder under there. Yeah, it all works out quite well, and that blue patch is going to have a building of some description when it's finished, and we can then scenic everything up to suit. So it will be a lift-off house in effect. Then I got out the foam putty, and away we went with that, filling in all the gaps, making the slope a slope, taking out the sharpness of the embankment and making that a little bit more shallow, and yeah, put a bit of paint on it and got going with the scenics. Put some of the dry stone wall in that we managed to get from I will put a link in, I forgot his name at this particular moment in time, but put some dry stone wall in, dry brushed with greys and a few earthy colours, and yeah, as you'll see, we've got quite a bit of scenic work now achieved on this lift up section. Now bearing in mind it's a lift up section, and so it doesn't really need to be that heavy for me, owing to my lifting ability not being that brilliant. So hence why we've used this Woodland Scenics foam putty throughout. It dries very hard, but it is foam, so it's nice and lightweight. And as you can see there, I did promise you a view of it later in the video. There we have the ramp in all its entirety finished on the station approach. I'm very chuffed with this, and it's all looking excellent. So there you go, that's it for this episode, guys. But just before we go, have a chat with Ian at modelrailwaybits.com, which is the flashing across the screen at the moment. There's an email address, etc. there. It's open 24/7. He's got some very interesting bits for railway modellers, some walling and some other bits and pieces, especially in the 00 scale. He does 00, N and some O. So give him a visit, give him a mail, and yeah, very reasonably priced. So there you go, I'll leave you with a few shots. And just as another note, I did change the platforms, as I think I said in a video previously. I didn't like the wrap that I put down for the slabbing, because it stained once I put some varnish on it. So like, share, subscribe. Until next time, guys, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you. Until then, bye for now. Bye. Not stopping.